theatre company Andersen Machine produces Hans Christian Andersen stories in his own words, but in a modern, artistic visual form which combines live theatre, dance and storytelling with the new virtual world of 3D animations. We mix reality with virtuality.
Once upon a time, there were 25 tin soldiers, all brothers, but they all came from the same old tin spoon.
What you're about to see are examples from recorded live theatre performance from Andersen Machine's production of The Tin Soldier from Odense in Denmark. Our vision is to tell Hans Christian Andersen's stories in his own words, but in a strong new visual form which combines theatre, storytelling, music and new virtual 3D medias. Through a modern visual language, we want to stimulate the imaginations of the audience in just the same way as Hans Christian Andersen wanted his audience to perceive the various levels of the stories for both children and adults. Hans Christian Andersen himself expressed it in this way: I take an idea from the elderly and recount it for the young, but I always keep in mind that the parents are also listening, and they also have to be considered.
But she was wearing a skirt of the clearest muslin and a narrow blue ribbon draped over her shoulder like a scarf, with a glittering spangle in the middle, as big as the whole of her face. She was holding out both her arms. You see, she was a dancer. And besides, she had kicked one of her legs so high in the air that the tin soldier couldn't make out where it was, and imagined she only had one leg like himself. That's the wife for me, he thought to himself. But she's so grand. She lives in a castle. I've only got a box, and there are 25 of us in that. It's no place for her. All the same, I must see if I can get to know her.
In the Andersen stories, there are two live characters, Maria and Christian. Maria is a 10-year-old girl. We experience the stories through her eyes, as Christian, the old man, tells her the stories in his living room. Christian loves to tell these tales, but he does not listen to the hidden messages in the fairy tales. Maria does. It takes her away, and she disappears into the fairy tale, leaving Christian in the real world.
På tåspidsen og med begge armene udad. Han var lige så standhaftig på sit ene ben. Hans øjne kom ikke et øjeblik fra hende. Nu slog klokken 12, og klask, der sprang låget af snustobakdåsen. Men der var ingen tobak i, nej, men en lille sort trold. Det var sådan et kunststykke, sagde trolden. Men tinsoldaten lod, som om han ikke hørte det, sagde trolden.
Now Christian has to go to the other side of the mirror in order to find Maria. All the time, he has to tell the story to stay alive in the fairy tale. Later, on his way through the magic universe, he sees Maria in the maze of the letters, but also retrieves the love of his youth. He is confused.
J, K, L, M, N, O, R-S-T.
The boat dashed out. The poor tin soldier held himself as stiffly as he could. No one could come and say that he had ever moved an eyelid. The boat spun round 3 or 4 times and filled up with water until it was bound to sink. The tin soldier was now up to his neck. The boat sank deeper and deeper. The paper grew more and more sodden. At last, the water closed over the soldier's head.
On the brave warrior, on where death, await
Det dejlige slot med den nydelige lille danserinde. Hun holdt sig endnu på det ene ben og havde det andet højt i vejret. Hun var også standhaftig. Det rørte til soldaten. Han var færdig ved at græde til, men det passede sig ikke. Han så på hende, og hun så på ham, men de sagde ikke noget.
In the first act, where we tell the story of the tin soldier, Christian transforms into the tin soldier. In the second act, where we tell the shepherdess and the chimney sweep, Maria becomes a shepherdess in order to live out her nightmare. The 2 stories are produced as one play with a first and a second act, but can be performed separately with a length of 45 minutes each. Andersen stories are produced in English and Scandinavian languages, but can easily be adapted to other languages. The virtual sonography is based on a new 3D technology called an eyeliner. It consists of 3D projections onto a transparent film which is invisible to the audience. Powerful high-definition projectors reflect living animated phantom images onto the stage, which appear to the public as believable 3-dimensional figures. The heavy 3D digital material appears realistic and interacts with the physical space and the people in it, in a way where you can't really tell the difference between the virtual and the real world. Welcome to the magic world of Andersen machines.